My name is Giles Garrison, and I'm the Superintendent of James River Park System. I got involved with the City of Richmond Department of Parks and Recreation 2 years ago when I joined to help out our workforce development program. And the workforce development program works with each superintendent to take on different projects that need doing in those districts. A superintendent is the person who's responsible for the maintenance and the operations of a certain park district. The James River Parks District is probably our most well-known parks district in Richmond. It's 600 acres. It goes from Huguenot Flatwater in the west over to Oncaro's Landing in the east. So the superintendent takes care of the day-to-day maintenance of the park and also oversees initiatives that have to do with educating people, advocating for park infrastructure, planning around some of the big improvements that we want to see. Some of the things you might be concerned about if you're the superintendent are whether the trash is being taken out, that's kind of a big one, whether the trails are safe to walk on, whether we have good signage so that when visitors from outside of Richmond or inside of Richmond, first time in the park, know where to park or how trails connect and circulate through our system. Just general wayfinding is something that we're talking about a whole lot in the Parks Department. Other things that superintendents do are make sure that we're engaging volunteers because there are so many people in the city who love the James River Park System and want to be involved in taking care of it. So we have events all the time. We try to work with volunteers when they have their own events in the park system, make sure they have the support that they need. We're constantly coming into different park sites and making sure that they're mulched or they're clean walking surfaces for people and dogs and people who might be rolling, whether it's a stroller or a wheelchair. So expanding access, thinking about where we need more boat ramps. Public access is what we're all here for and here to support because the James River is this city's central park. I have so many favorite spots in the park. I will say that I miss climbing at Manchester Wall. I haven't been because I'm expecting currently, but I cannot wait to get back on the wall. I also love running the North Bank Trail and the Buttermilk Trail, and the Tyler Potterfield Bridge is really important to me. It's important to a lot of people in Richmond. It is a gorgeous pedestrian bridge, and I hope we can create more beautiful pedestrian infrastructure like that. I feel really passionately about this city's public spaces as places that different communities come together. Richmond is dealing with this history of a lot of segregation and pain, and I think our parks are places that we can reconcile those communities. It doesn't always happen naturally, but our parks are the places where that's possible. I also think that our parks are places that memories are made. Families, friends, people out on their first date, whatever it may be, parks are places where that kind of magic, kind of human interaction happens. In addition to that, we live in this amazing environmental network of creatures in the river and creatures in our wooded spaces, and we're a part of that network, and they remind us that we're a part of the ecology of Richmond, which is really special. For volunteers who want to be involved or future volunteers, we post all of our volunteer activities on handsonrva.org, which is a local compiler of all the volunteer activities that happen in Richmond. Volunteers often work with Friends of the James River, and they have a website that you can go to find out about some of their events. Volunteers can do so many cool things. We cover graffiti on multiple surfaces throughout the park, and that's something we always need help with. We do litter pickups. We remove invasive species. We work on trails, which is a lot of fun. So you can build boardwalks, you can improve trail surfaces, reduce erosion. There are many paths to get involved in park volunteerism. The James River Park System, to me, tells the story of who Richmond is to Richmond, but I think of it as a place where you can lose yourself and then you can find yourself. And that sounds very poetic, but sometimes we need to separate ourselves from the chaos of the world around us and just go for a walk. And there's something about the water that soothes you, I think. James River Park is a place that you can find adventure and you can experience adventure. And someone said yesterday that adventure is an unforeseen outcome or an uncertain outcome. And just trusting that you are going to have that experience, bringing yourself to the park and letting that unfold. Everyone needs that to sort of bring themselves back to life, as much as possible. When the community suffers, we can come together in the parks and remember what it is to experience joy together. And that's really important, both to our democracy and to our lives and our quality of life.